My name is Jackson Stanton. This is my second speech presentation on Feeding America, how the average person can help make a difference.
Andrew.
It was submitted on
Luke.
May 7th, 2006.
Owen.
3 audience members, or 4 really.
And Connor.
Alright. My introduction. So, 44 million people in the U.S. face hunger each year. Millions of children and families do not know where the next meal will come from. This is a very common problem. Maybe not in rural Oklahoma, but in tons of major cities around the world, hunger is a big problem. Their network includes over 200 food banks and 60,000 food pantries. We're talking about the Feeding America organization. My thesis: Feeding America plays an important role in fighting hunger across the United States by helping families in need, supporting local communities, and giving people opportunities to make a difference. For my roadmap, my main point 1, I want to talk about the problem of hunger in America, the problem just overall. My second point, I'm going to talk about how feeding America helps communities overall. And my third point is ways people can get involved and support the cause. Main point 1, the problem of hunger in society. Many families struggle financially. This is due to many reasons, but and inflation also does not help with this. Rising food prices. This forces family to worry about their own food, and they're not really worried about, feeding others. Low-income families often skip meals, and if you're skipping meals, the last thing you're worried about is helping other people. Many people work full-time but still can't afford enough food. How children are affected. Hungry students struggle to focus in school. It affects their brains by not being able to think correctly. This is a major problem for some public schools. I go to a private school, so it's not as applicable here, but a lot of students are just hungry in the morning, and it really impacts younger children. A lot of time high schoolers don't really need to eat in the morning, but for someone that's developing in their age, I feel like it's really important for them to have a good breakfast. Some children rely on school meals as their main source of food. At public schools, they serve you lunch, but oftentimes it either isn't very nutritious or isn't enough food, and that's all they'll have for the day because their families aren't feeding them. Hunger can affect mental health and your overall development, because you're a kid. Hunger impacts communities. Food insecurity can increase stress and health problems. Stress is very prominent in a lot of teenagers' lives. So, the homeless population is obviously heavily affected by hunger, and they're already at a disadvantage, because they're homeless, of course. Rural and urban communities both experience hunger, even though it may not seem like it. It could be, even at a school like this, there could be a kid that is experiencing some form of hunger. Main point 2, how Feeding America helps solve the issue. So now shifting to how it can help solve the issue. Nationwide food bank networks contributes billions of meals each year. Volunteering at these places is important. This is one way the average person can help make a difference. It helps communities quickly respond to emergencies. Other problems can arise other than hunger, obviously. Once you fix hunger, other problems will go away. Hunger is one of the main problems consuming a lot of areas right now. Programs that support families. Obviously, school meal programs. Many schools have a lot of meal plans that you are able to go under. Even at private schools, there are obviously certain plans you can go, and they're very common within most high schools. So this is one way that students can be helped, even though they're not eating at home or at breakfast. Mobile food pantries. These are a little less common, and they're still a great resource. They have these all around the city. You just have to look for them. Basically, it's when people volunteer their time and energy to make sure that they drive around with food in their cars, and that's basically a mobile food pantry. Disaster relief and emergency food assistance is another way. Reducing food waste. This is a big thing. A lot of people are hungry, even though there's tons of stuff being wasted. works with the grocery stores and farms to save unused food. Food America does. Food waste is at an all-time high as of right now. It's reported that 1 in 6 Americans don't know where their next meal will come from. It helps both build the environment and feed hungry families. Feed America's mission is to feed America's hungry through a nationwide network of members and banks. My main point 3, how the audience can help. This is more focused on like how to help the hungry, how to actually help the hungry. Obviously, volunteering, helping at local food banks or pantries. You can go sort and package food at your local food banks and donate. Participate in food drives. Most local food banks have some, and these cost 0 money. They basically just cost your time if you are donating your time at a food bank. Another plus is you feel really accomplished after helping someone that is struggling with hunger. Donate or spread awareness. So you can donate canned foods or basic necessities. Obviously donating your time, that's what we just talked about, but mainly using your resources if you have extra to help instead of letting it go to waste. So if you have like a can of food that you're not going to eat, you think it may be bad, just give that to some shelter instead of throwing it away. Share information on social media. Things like Instagram or TikTok is a great way to get involved when it comes to food banks. I mean, a lot of people don't know where to start. They know there's hunger on the world and they know it's bad, but they don't know where to start. Looking on social media is a great way to find out how to help people. Even if you don't have a social media presence, obviously finding out where to even go if you're not creating content, finding out where to go to help people. And there are tons of great ways to get involved. Advocate for change. So we need to be supporting anti-hunger programs and communities. Almost every community has a way to get involved. This does not mean going out and protesting for hungry people. It more means saying something if you see something. If you know someone's hungry, then you do everything in your power to help that person. That doesn't mean you have to go out and protest with a sign or something. Speak up about food insecurity. Most people see things like this every day, but they say nothing. This is a big thing. Encourage others to get involved, and even the small actions will help feed families. So in conclusion, hunger is a problem we can help solve together. It's not going to go all at once, but if everyone is consciously making an effort to help others, then it'll get better. It takes everyone as a whole. Once one person steps up, it makes it easier for everyone else. It's like a domino effect. If one person's helping at a food bank and you hear your friends at a food bank, he says, "What are you doing tonight?" and you're at a food bank, then that will encourage you to also go to a food bank with them. Everyone can make a difference through volunteering, donating, or spreading awareness. Even if you don't have money, you don't have to donate, you just donate your time. If you don't have time or money, you can just spread awareness by saying something. If you want to learn more, visit this link right here to get more involved today. And that was my speech. Here's the outline. Thank you.